Hey, hey, how are you? My name's Folt. Welcome back to Magic the Gathering. And today we are in a post-Fable Invoke Buster world. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. This video probably won't come out until a few days afterwards, because I want to play the deck for the video, and then decide if I think the current standard is like actually settled a bit or if it's still wild. But I think this deck is something that's going to hold up really well regardless of what's actually being played otherwise in the standard meta, because it just has so much power behind it, because neither Atali nor Atraxa got banned. So, in my opinion, I think this deck is going to be wonderful. I used some of my refunded wild cards to finish it, so I hope this deck doesn't let me down. Most important cards of which that I mega crafted were Archangel of Wrath and Topiary Stomper. Stomper keeps you ramping really fast. Archangel of Wrath keeps you alive if you can use its kicker to hit for life gain. Other than that, the deck's very straightforward. We have tons of removal options with Leyline Binding and Ossification. Leyline Binding can get really cheap really fast if you hit the right lands. Like, for example, you land a Spara's Headquarters and a Zeotor's Proving Grounds. I believe that hits all colors by turn 2, meaning that if you played tapped Spara's Quarters into tapped Zeotor's, you would be able to play Leyline Binding for 1 to hit a 3-drop or something. Very, very useful. Other powerful tools we have is Herd Migration, being able to discard it, search for a basic land, and gain 3 life, really good into the aggro matchups. Sunfall to help take out some of the aggro matchups as well, and then Atraxa to just kind of bring it on home. I think this deck is going to be incredibly powerful in the new standard meta. I think it was really powerful before the phasing out of the other stuff. It was just that quite often you'd have to worry about the safety of your ossifications and leyline bindings, and or have to constantly burn them on Fable of the Mirror Breakers, but that's not as much of an issue anymore. So I feel like this deck is going to really grab a stranglehold of the existing hole, so to speak, that is left by the lack of Rakdos midrange. I think this is going to jump right up into that midrange hole and take over and be really powerful. I do think there's going to be room for control to play against decks like this, though. I still have strong beliefs that control will have a place in new standards, since they don't have to constantly be fighting against Invoke Despair anymore. But we'll find out as time goes on, right? This is very early in the play cycle, so we'll see if this deck does really well because people aren't adjusting yet, or just because it's a really good deck as time goes on. But let's just hop right into things. Opponent goes first, but we have double Herd Migration, so I'm feeling pretty comfy and confident. Words are hard. Herd Migration allows us to keep our life total high and profit. Looks like someone's trying to play some form of Grixis and or Rakdos. Double Archangel of Wrath makes me feel good. We will go and get a... I don't know what color source we're going to get. We have red, white, and green. I kind of want to go get blue, perhaps? Yeah, let's go get blue. Actually, let's get black, because that means we can kick her Archangel of Wrath. We have 2 options this turn, and I think the right play is to ossify away one of the Blood Tithe Harvesters. And then just play straight into an Invasion of Zendikar in this upcoming turn, which will allow us to double kicker and Archangel of Wrath, because we will have double white. We just need to go get a red. Oh, they're Grixis. Neat. Trying to play Halo Forger. Do I think they're playing counter spells? After that, I do. That's something you can only really do in Arena. We'll just end the turn then. They could have been this holding up priority, but I feel like if that was what was holding up priority and that was it, they would have just cracked it, right? They don't have a 3-drop anymore. Duress. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. I really want to hit my land drop here, because then we can guarantee our blue source be untapped in case we really want to play an untapped blue source. We don't have to, but eh. Ah, they want to take away the ramp spell. Interesting. But we can just, like, kick her in our Archangel of Wrath. And then do another kicker to Archangel of Wrath. Which is really nice, because it gets rid of their threat, probably makes them want to play a threat of their own. And we profit! And we have another one in hand, which we could double kick on the next turn. We don't have double reg yet for Atali, which is a little bit rough. Just a wee bit rough. Just like we don't... Actually, we can't kick the Archangel, can we? Jildred, but we have a 3/4 flyer. I'm just doing all this with the trigger on the stack because there's no reason not to. We'll go ahead and play this. I want to gain the extra life. I don't care about the extra land. I don't have to worry about Invoke Despair. It's such a lovely world. Ah, chef's kiss. I don't have to worry about Invoke Despair. Life is so beautiful. We still don't have double red, which is a bit of an annoyance. We still can't play a tally. I think I'm just going to kind of keep swinging in with my Archangel here. And see what happens. We'll just play it normally. Just play another threat. No reason not to. Absolutely no reason not to. Making them play removal spells and then just playing the identical threat right afterwards can be good. I think I need to toy with my mana base a bit so I can play a tally here on curve. They're going to play another Corpse Appraiser, looking at the way that they're staring at my graveyard, right? It's just going to flip into a 3-3 opponent. There's nothing that special about Azusa's Many Journeys. This moment right here is when you can feel the pain that Grixis is dealing with from not having Fable, being able to dump stuff that they don't need. Like, the best they can do right now is go get, like, yeah, it's like, this is the best they can do. They can spend 5 mana to get a 3-1 flyer and to go for the throat. It's not pretty. Alright, well, we have our mana to play a tally now. I don't know if they're playing counterspells. It does not look like they are playing counterspells, but I could be wrong. Spicy. Maybe they're hunting for a counterspell so they can counter a tally. Yeah, sure. You can take that. They do have blue mana open there. It's very nice of them. They have a tapped land. Sure, I'll trade. We're not really in a bad position. I really think they're just sitting on a counterspell over there. Yeah, the priority stick on that trigger. Counterspell. Oh my goodness, a counterspell. So we're just gonna Sunfall it. Because who cares about a counterspell if we have enough mana open? They have to sack something instead if they want to counter this. Because everybody knows Grixis only runs Make Disappear. Which is why they're having the tough decision right now of, do I let this slide or not? Knowing the metagame, it works out. Knowing what Grixis plays for counterspells, it works out. Also, Artifact doesn't die to most Grixis-based removal. We have no reason to play a tally. We really do not. We have no reason at all to play a tally here. Just in case they play a Shieldred's Edict effect. That's an extra token creature. Rona's Vortex. Spicy. I still haven't seen evidence of a counterspell. I haven't seen actual evidence of a counterspell, so I don't know if I care enough. I care enough now. Getting my second tally is lovely. Here comes the Make Disappear! The thing they've been sitting on this entire time. Come on, play the card. We both know you're holding it. There it is. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Grixis, you've read like a book every single time. Everybody can read you like a book, buddy. They don't have something good in their hand. There they go. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they're holding on another counterspell. Guess it doesn't really matter now, does it? Because we have 2 threats to continuously try and play. You got another counterspell? Huh? They do not have another counterspell, yeah. Yeah, welcome to an Atraxa-based world, buddy. GG's, Rakdos? I'm so used to saying Rakdos when I'm seeing this matchup. It's Grixis. And I think this is a great example of how much the black-red decks just need Fable and Invoke Despair to get along. Their Shield Druid was trapped forever. They really had no way around it. It was terrible for them, as was their other Blood Tithe Harvester. But GG, Grixis. Opponent goes first, but we have removal into ramp, and I don't hate it. We have double removal into ramp, and I don't hate it. Skrelv. Spicy. I think we just get rid of the Skrelv. A lot of people were thinking that mono white might make a big appearance in the meta because of the absence of Grixis. Not Grixis, the absence of Rakdos. I'm not so sure I agree. Also, lol. We're really close to playing Invasion of Zendikar if we get an untapped source. If we get a tapped source, it is fine. Yeah, that's okay. Wonder what they have to flash in, or do they just have a, Destroy Evil, potentially? Destroy Evil. They're trying to figure out which one to hit to get their Skrelv back, I think. We have a Sunfall, though, so we're not worried. Ah, it's the Steel Seraph. They wanted a full power Steel Seraph back. This is right here. This card is why I do not care about the mono-white quote-unquote menace. You don't have to. Do I want to play one removal spell against a Steel Seraph? No. Do I want double green? I already have double green. Do I have double white? I do have double white. I think multiple green sources is never a bad idea, though. It's like multiple Atraxas is never a bad idea. Boggers! Alright, let's see. We have double green, white, and we'll call that like black and blue. We don't have double red. We need an extra red. And then I'll just grab an extra green. We need an extra red for the Itali. I'm waiting for them to play out more stuff so then I can just like Sunfall them, but it looks like they're playing around the idea of Sunfall, which is a little silly. 7. I think we just play... Atraxa and try and get an untapped white source off of her. Sounds like a good plan. If I find an untapped white source, we can Leyline Binding. Ooh, untapped white source. Leyline Binding again. Nice. Another Sunfall. And I think an Archangel of Wrath for the kicker reasons. And if they do kill Atraxa, we'll Leyline Binding after the Steel Seraph enters combat. We can double kick her Archangel of Wrath, I believe, because we have black and red, right? Oh, no, we don't. Oh, that's rough. But what if I have removal for that Ossification opponent? We wait for the swing in. We will now go get that Ossification off. Ooh, phrasing. Phrasing felt. Oh, my God. We will steal away the Ossification. Ooh, they're going to go for that. All right, well, we will just play another Atraxa. Bird Migration, lovely. Another land, lovely. Ossify. Topiary Stomper. Oh, Invasion, duh. We'll make them make the tempo play here. Discard 2 cards. Yeah, I don't really need much more land right now. Thank you, game. My Atraxa is doing just fine. Skrelv! So scary. Destroy Evil! I don't believe I can... Can I double kicker you? I can, cool. Bonk. Bonk. We will go ahead and play out Topiary Stomper. Not really a big deal. My opponent is far and away, super far away from Farewell. Not far away from Sunfall. They could Sunfall on this upcoming turn if they so chose. That's kind of why I didn't want to just flip that. But I'm feeling pretty confident and comfortable right now. I don't really feel like they have much that can threaten me at the moment. Ah, yes, Destroy Evil. Because they just really wanted that lifelinker gone. I'm just gonna play Herd Migration. Make them really want to take out my board state. And once again, just gonna leave the Invasion of Zendikar alone. We want that to stay there. That gets away from Sunfalls and things of the like. So if I want to just like take out their ossification and get my Atraxa back, I can just like swing on it on the next turn and then get like extra mana essentially. Sunfall. Called it. In response, we will go get our Atraxa back. Thank you. Come again. Herd Migration, yes. Us, Leyline Binding for sure. A Garden, I guess. You as well. Let's go ahead and swing and hit. And end turn. There is no reason to like overplay what's happening here. I don't actually remember how this works with the ossification nonsense. I wonder how many like Sunfalls they run in their deck. Looks like they're trying to play like mono white control. Yeah, that makes me think they don't really have anything. Goodbye. Let's try and play Italia and see what happens. Skrelv and Topiary Stomp are two very good cards, honestly. I'll take that. We do still have our Archangel of Wrath. And our Herd Migration in case they go for the Farewell. Archangel of Wrath is the most important because it instantly kills the Steel Seraph if they just go for a... You need to go for a tally. You need to go for a tally! I can flip a tally! I can flip a tally! Mono White, are you okay? Is that a new animation? If it is, GG's Arena devs. That was cool. Yeah, that was the wrong choice. Did I have fun? Yeah, I had a great time. Them, I don't know. That was not the right choice. I had the mana to flip a tally, and if a tally got to live to the next turn, they just die. I mean, don't get me wrong, they did get a little mana screwed here. Which does happen, but I don't know if I was ever really in trouble in that game. But GG's, mono white, whatever you are. Opponent goes first. This is a completely unplayable hand. We have to mull. This is not any better. We have to mull again. Wow, that was really rough. Take 5. Sorry, Atraxa. Sorry, Archangel. Yeah, I have to do it like this. It's really bad over here. We do get to play a 2-costed Leyline Binding if we draw another color. Like my opponent is playing some weird color combo poison deck. I don't know what they're playing, but it's not like the norm. There's no reason to not play the land out there. We can flash in a Leyline Binding if we so choose. Or the more likely answer, we Herd Migration for an extra green to be able to play Topiary Stomper. Or Invasion of Zendikar, depending on what my opponent does here. I think the answer is probably Topiary Stomper. But who knows? Yeah, they're holding up to bring the ending. Not surprising at all. Stored of Curiosity means we get to play Invasion of Zendikar now. And we can go get... There's no way you're playing Spell Pierce. Screw off. Black and blue. Wait, we have black in our hand. Oh, that's so bad. We'll get blue and red, I guess. That was a big misplay. I could have played this this land here. So they're just toxic proliferation nonsense. They're just not playing a good version of the deck, and I don't mean that in a super insulting way. Yeah, like, that's cute and all, opponent, but... Alright, if I do that, I have And let's cancel. So it's 6 mana to kicker it. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can double kicker and get past a lot of effects. Blow up the rat. Hit the invasion. Okay, look, that's very cute and all opponent, but what was the point of that besides getting 1 whole poison? 3 whole poison on me! Oh my goodness, it's so crazy! That seems very silly, I'm not gonna lie. They got 3 whole poison. I guess all of their poison effects are now turned on, and that was the game plan from the beginning? Rot Priest. Have you considered Italy? Necrogen Communion. We'll slap that on Italy. Archangel of Wrath, which we will kick to kill the Venerated Rot Priest now. Because that's not a spell. We'll go ahead and flip that. And since they don't have any interaction, we'll go ahead and take away the Blight Belly Rat. All of their stuff just falls off of it, and they concede because they just kind of went all in on a single rat and then played a Rat Priest. It seemed a little silly, but I can admire the idea of going for something a little different. I don't think that's the play. I think you should stick to like blue-black poison via spells or like green-white poison via creatures, but I'll give them credit. That was a spicy brew. I like it. GG's poison. On to the next. We are going first with being able to 2-drop Leyline Binding. Drawing 1 land means we get to Invasion of Zendikar. That'll be nice. Pardon me, I'm tapping out of the game. Sometimes my audio dies when I tab out of my games. Okay, let's make sure I turn that off, my other monitor. Okay, Skrelv. I'm sorry, Skrelv, you must die. Especially considering it looks like they're going to be going for Esper Legends, from what I am seeing on the board state. I'm fingers crossing to draw another land. If I draw another land, this hand is wonderful. Blue-White Legends, maybe? No, it's got to be Esper. There's no reason to play Rona in this deck otherwise. Bye, Rona. You're too much of a card advantage engine. I'm sorry. I have to main phase that just in case they actually do play counter spells. They could be playing Destroy Evil, get Rona back, but that's most of their turn. And if they were playing Rona main phasing it without protection, that makes me think that they don't have a 3rd land. I could be wrong. Ah, there it is, but it is Esper, like I called. Adeline Resplendent Cathar. Okay, so this needs a black and a red. So we have the black, so we need to go get a red, and I think we're actually going to get double red for Italy. Because we don't have double red for Italy. That allows us to kick her in Archangel of Wrath if we want, or if we draw a land, just go for Italy. I think it's Archangel of Wrath kicker because of just... Oh, never mind. Thanks for the really big creature. Okay, it's only a 3/3, but still, thanks for the creature. We can kick her in Archangel of Wrath to blow up this, or we can just kill that. It's all of our mana, but kills off another Adeline. Such a good card. I think this is one of my favorite cards printed out of Dominaria. And that's saying something because I didn't have any copies of it for months because I was just unlucky, you know? So I think that says a lot for how much I like the card because of we can flip that and flip one of our things. I'm just gonna grab like a green and then another green. Let's go ahead and flip this and then flip one of our invasions. There is no reason not to, in my opinion. I can't imagine my opponent... Oh, okay, here's another Go for the Throat being held up. There it is. Yep. Lovely. What if I just play Italy? They have another Go for the Throat over there? Thalia! I don't mind a Thalia. Thalia slows them down as much as it slows me down. Topiary Stomper, go get me, I don't know, a forest. Whatever. And I have mana ramped like crazy So if they are playing board wipes, they will be very expensive board wipes. And we're very close to just being able to just straight up murder them with an Atali flip. Oh, they're playing Atraxa. Okay, well, I think they die here. Because we just, like, shove Atraxa under an ossification. Interesting that they're bothering to play Atraxa when, like, I think Esper Legends is just worse with Atraxa. Just straight up worse with Atraxa. Do I kill them here? Is this lethal? I don't know. Math is hard. Let's do some math. 3, 10, 12. Math's for blockers, and I'm not blocking. Xaxes! Cool! Awesome! Yeah, I don't get the Atraxa. I'm not gonna lie. I just straight up don't get the Atraxa. I feel like that's not a good addition into Esper Legends. But hey, you... I don't know. Wait, hang on. I swear I saw a Lauren when they revealed cards, and then they just grabbed a second Atraxa instead of a Lauren? Why would you not grab a Lauren to, like, get your Rona back or something? Maybe they just thought the extra attraction would be so much value, but... I don't know, it didn't look like it did that much to me. How much mana do we have anyways? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could have just flipped this and then forced a chump block with Atraxa. Because this is 9 and a Phyrexian, so we could have paid for that. They would have had the jump blocker, they die, and then they probably die on the way back. Especially after seeing that they had no removal. So there was a couple of lines to victory. This was just the easiest. GG's Esper ? Legends. On to the next. Opponent goes first. We have a decent way of gaining a little life, and to make sure we hit our land drops. I'm kind of okay with this hand, but I'm not excited. Spara's on 1, obviously, in case we draw something really good. That's not exactly what I meant by draw something really good, but, like, that does check out as something really good to draw here. More of like a, I draw a... So there's probably Esper of some sort, maybe Control or Legends. Draw like a flash... What's the name of that dang thing? Not Rafine. I'll go ahead and do this, though, and go get a... Extra green, I guess. We just need like a billion green. We'll do that, we'll Invasion of Zendikar, and we'll just pray that we don't die before it matters. Could probably just like double Invasion of Zendikar. Okay, so they're just like a classic Esper Legends deck from the looks of it. This is a card that I saw a lot of people like clamoring to get banned. I don't know. I feel like the fact that it has 3 differently colored pips on it makes it kind of hard to be like, yeah, we need to ban that. That's just like my opinion. We'll make sure we have double red and double white in case we sunfall soon. I don't think this variant of Esper Legends bothers with much removal. We do get to slam Atraxa here, and maybe that'll find us a sunfall or something. That'd be pretty cool. I think a Sunfall's our #1 option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Sunfall's our #1 draw here. Although if we just top deck a Sunfall, we don't really have to care, do we? Go ahead and play that out because it's a fancy land. Slam Atraxa. They need to remove her. Sunfall, thank you, game. Yeah, Archangel's the best here. And then we grab a tapped land because we have so many lands in hand. Then we will discard an Invasion and end green. So yeah, now we have Sunfall. They don't want to commit better to a void state, but they need to kill the Atraxa. Do they have lethal? Let's do some quick maths. They clearly don't have removal, or they would have played it. Do you really want to trade for the Atraxa? Maybe they're... But they can't play the removal if they get it. They don't have enough lands because they played Thalia. Either my opponent didn't look at what I had in hand, or they think that they're going to get a better deal out of this in the long run. Technically speaking, if I had left that alone, I could have swung in, gained a ton more life, and then Sunfalled, but I don't know. You can see my hand, right? You can see I'm holding a Sunfall? And I can just go, brrr, and just... Okay, yeah, good talk. Thanks for the 5/5. I am very confused. I am so confused as to why they played out more creatures there. They really should have held that Rona. Flip the incubator token. It's probably too big for them to deal with anyways. And we will double kick in. And is it? I flubbed that one hard. We will double kicker an Archangel of Wrath. No reason to not go ahead and flip this. I don't... The fact that they haven't played a single spell so far makes me think that they're not playing a spells version of the deck. We will hold up the Jetmir's Garden here so we can cycle it away in case we really need to hit something else. I mean, they could run their own Sunfall. I could be wrong. That makes me think that they don't, though. Really confused as to why they just, like, threw Abandon to the wind and headlong rushed their way into the Sunfall that I had to reveal via my Atraxa. I think they just didn't think it through. Honestly, I think that's all there is to it. Which happens. Sometimes you just, like, get overcommitted to your board state and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. And you play all your stuff and then Atraxa found a Sunfall that you... I don't know. I'm not trying to harsh my person's mellow too hard here, but I just think that was a weird play. GG's opponent, on to the next. We are going first with a hand that I adore. Keep... Why do I adore it? Jetmir's Garden into this means that this is a 2-drop. I am unfortunately really banking on a 3-drop on a land here. On curve. Lovely. Land Mining is now also 1 mana, which is great. Okay, they're poison. We are going to try and ramp hard enough to not care. Unfortunately, I bet they're going to be playing a counter spell on curve here. I can't imagine that they see this and they don't immediately think, you know, 5-color domain ramp. Interesting. We have to go for it, though. They're going to counterspell it, but we have to go for it, right? There's no reason for us to not go for that there, other than the idea of, well, they have a counterspell! But you see, they missed their land drop, so I don't have to care. GG's probably Toxic Proliferate? On to the next. Opponent goes first, we have a keepable hand. Boop. We are able to basically back-to-back ossify, because we don't need to herd migration on curve here. Which is really nice. Probably some form of Jeskai shenanigans. Yep. This is probably the exact deck list that I was watching Cover Girl Blue play the other day. Because, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't found very much innovation in Standard. I think that might change now that we're moving into a post-whatchamacallit world? I don't know what the word I'm thinking of is. Post-Fable? Post-Invoke Despair? Yeah, Shuffler's fine. Shuffler's fine. Shuffler is absolutely fine in every sense of the word. You know, if it's going to give them triple cards, I'm going to get triple removal and be very happy with my day. Invasion of Segovia. We'll go get a land source and gain some life here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the exact thing I saw when I was watching some YouTubes the other day. We have double white. We have double green. They're probably going to... Oh, no, never mind. They only didn't have enough mana for that. Yeah, that makes sense. I think we're probably going to Spar's Headquarters cycle in a second here because we just, like, don't have anything that we need. We have to do this in response because they can currently cast like 4 mana spells. Yeah, there it is. But that means they don't get to attack now, and we take out this thing, and typically this deck will not play many ways to hit Leyline Binding. Typically. Could be wrong, but... I heard Migration. You're cool. So fucking annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to play a 7th thing and then get Herd Migration, but I feel like we're just lost in the sauce here. Yeah, I say I saw that coming. Narset's out and about. They don't really get anything good yet, though. Hopefully we can get like a Sunfall or something. I think a full Herd Migration, if we can find... if we play our red source here, our Herd Migration is huge. Or we could just kill Narset. They only have 1 open mana. I don't think they can find a way to protect Narset for 1 blue or 1 red. It's probably like a a different type of spell here. But the whole point is we're getting them to play it now. They have to. If the opponent, that's an interesting play. Fading Hoping the own Narset to. You do realize that if you cast Fading Hope, your Narset's too big for the Archangel of Wrath to kill, right? Maybe they don't realize that, honestly. That's a definite possibility, that they just don't realize. I mean, if they want to trade here, hey, go for it. These guys having Trample is annoying. Yeah, I will trade for this gladly. They have Trample, it makes them go past my Herd Migration. Yay, Sunfall! Good draw. We'll go ahead and flip the token. Give him a target to hit. Make him want to spend that juicy burn spell mana. Yeah, this is looking almost exactly like the other deck list I was seeing. I don't know if this will work. I don't know if that deck plays counter spells. Doesn't look like it does. We do have a Leyline Binding, though. It's pretty cool. I don't believe they play Brotherhood's End either. I could be wrong. I haven't seen any evidence so far, you know, so... I feel like they're in just, like, a bit of a pickle over there. Pickle. Yeah. I do think that deck has legs. I do think most variants go too all-in. A lot of variants I've seen of these Convoke decks that run Narset go a little too all-in on the idea of just beating face. And any good targeted removal will slow that deck down terribly. There's a reason why, even though I love Jeskai and I love the idea of go-wide tokens, I haven't made a video on it on the channel. I personally think that while it has potential to be top tier, there has yet to be a brew made of it that is successful. I think this is the closest version, with Invasion of Segovia giving you access to all these spells, but it needs to run counter magic. It needs to, because if it doesn't run counter magic, you will just die really fast to removal, targeted or otherwise. GG's though. That was probably a lot closer than the life totals show it off to be, because if this Narset got to rock and roll, they had tons of access to cards down there. On to the next. That's the deck. I believe my final win rate was something around 7-4 by the end of my recording session. I didn't put in any of the losses because a lot of them were mono red on... I believe I lost once to mono red on the play, because mono red on the play got 2 Monastery Swift Spears and 2 Lightning Strikes in the opening hand. That's really hard to beat. And then 2 of them were mirror or almost mirror matches where they hit Invasion of Zendikar on curve and I didn't. And so they landed like Atali and Atraxa and got bigger and bigger advantages and just won off out of that. Then I lost another one in there somewhere and I don't quite remember what it was. But the deck went pretty positive. It went on it was above 50% win rate, which is pretty good. Most of the losses were plays that were on the draw into more aggro-oriented decks. Or if it wasn't that, it was, like I said, I just got out-ramped. I didn't go into Invasion of Zendikar on curve, and I just got punished for it. The mana base for this is very, very flexible in my opinion, but I do highly recommend getting as many of these Tri-Lands as you can. I believe this set of 3 here is pretty good, but you could probably get in... You could probably phase in and out any number of the Tri-Lands depending on your needs. These 3 are the most consistent though, because you really like having that single green pip or stuff like that, or the double green for Topiary Stomper, and all of 3 of these are the Tri-Lands that include the green pip. Make sure that you are paying attention to your domain synergies though, because playing Herd Migration as a 7 mana, make 5 3/3s can be pretty devastating. And don't forget to flip a tally, that's pretty good too. But yeah, I really think this deck will have legs in a post-Rakdos world. I think Rakdos kind of got the better of this deck and just grinded value faster. Because they could get their stuff rolling and going before Atraxa got on board. They could use their Invoke Despairs to hit Leyline Bindings and Ossifications, make tons of treasure and extra mana, get their Chandra out. But they don't have Fable or Invoke Despair anymore to do any of that, so I think you'll do pretty good into them. You do have to watch out for the Grixis matchup, but Grixis is a lot slower now. We ran into it once with a pretty strong-looking build, but it's just a lot slower now without those cards. Yeah, that'll be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that stuff, and I hope to catch you in the next one.